What's going on, guys, and welcome to Assetto Corsa here in Formula 7 racing. I do apologise, we have had a commentator drop out at the very last minute. I've just had to drive home from my mum's to get here for commentary here tonight. I'm just going to do a quick audio check. So Mario DG is currently on provisional pole with Robbie Kimi, the American behind him. Mitch is on a lap in that Ferrari. To the right hand side, you've got Mario in the blue Ferrari that's on pole. RMP on his debut in that red Ferrari, the iconic red Ferrari here in Brands Hatch. And then Parzival, who has raced previously in that Ferrari. Then you've got Master G, who's raced here previously as well, but he's back on track. Brain Smoke on his debut. There's a lot of Ferrari drivers on track tonight. Another Ferrari. Then the Aston Martin of Dr. Dabbing Lamas, and then Sequi Sol. Robbie Kimi in the BMW M4 is now on a lap, and it'll be interesting to see what he can produce in that BMW. Right, I am just all over the place at the minute. I'm trying to get a track map up, so bear with me. Brands Hatch track map, and then if I move the mic over to this side, put the laptop here, and we are ready to go shortly. Bear with me. I do apologise about this, guys. I didn't know I was on comms. So, Robbie Kimi in P2 coming. I need this track map to be facing the right way, to be honest with you. It's very difficult when it's not. In fact, I've got an idea. I'll save it and then I'll rotate it to the right way. 11 minutes of qualifying remaining for round 7. The grid is absolutely stacked once again, which is what we like to see. I hope everybody enjoys the race here today as much as we will. Sorry guys, I've done commentary every day this week barring Tuesday, so I'm just a bit all over the place. So we want the track map facing, so we want it facing, is it like that? Yeah, it is like that. Is it more? It's more like that, I think. Yeah, that's it. So we are on board with Robbie Kimi as he comes up the long straight of Pilgrim's Drop up into Hawthorns, into the right hander. He's got a Ferrari just on his tail. This is not what he wants when he's on a qualifying lap. A Ferrari pressuring him. Gerwold on his way round Paddock Hill and towards Hale Woods Hill, and then Druids Hairpin. Bear with me, guys, I am all over the place. I have just jumped on commentary at the very last minute, so do bear with me. I am trying. That's a little bit better, but... So Gerwold in P8, we've got Ruiz, the Portuguese driver, coming down that long straight towards Clearways and Clark Curve. No, sorry, I don't even think that's the right one. Yeah, it's up through... Yeah, it is actually. Through Dingle Dell and then up towards Sheen Curve at turn 9. So Ruiz in P16, Mayhem Terror in P15, Uterix, and then Ali Pasquet in P5. Pasquet in that Porsche, beautiful lime green Porsche, currently in P5. That is a decent lap time from Pasquet. So he's coming up that long straight towards Hawthorne Hill at turn 5. In fact, this is, I don't think this is the right track. 1 second. So into Dingledell and then towards Sheen Curve, over the apex. There's a driver in front just kicking up the dust into the face of the Porsche driver. And then he's just backing out. Peo in the Lexus. Remember, we do have a championship fight on our hands, and Peo is absolutely involved in this one. I will bring up the championship and I'll let you know. Sly Spears in the McLaren, just coming through Halewood's Hill and down towards Druid's Drop. Bringing up ACC now. So St Monaco leads the championship to Peo in P2 and then Gerwald in P3. That is C7 that is pulling over in that McLaren. MB, the man from Germany, in the German car of the Audi F1. Vic, who won last week, he got his first ever victory. He's got 7 minutes to improve. Then you've got Mitch in that iconic green Ferrari. That is Mario DG that is still on a provisional pole position. Let me know if the audio is okay, guys. So the Ferrari behind the Aston Martin. So Mario DG, the Spanish driver, in P1. We have blue flags waving. He's got that Red Bull livery draped over it. And then we've got RMP in that maroon Ferrari. Parzival in P3. He's in the pit lane. Master G in P6. You've got Brain Smoke in P14. Dimitro McClone in P8. He raced in Spa-Francorchamps. Then you've got Dr. Damon Lamas in P22 in the Aston Martin with that silvery greyish looking fierce colour on it. So Rob's boy has qualified in P2 and he's just said he's understeering in every corner, so he's just going to head off out. You're in P2, that's crazy to me, that. So Robbie Kimmy in P2, Gerwald in P10. How are we going average? Gerwald in the BMW, currently in P10. He is P3 in the Drivers' Championship. The championship is 104, 99, 91, 82 and 80. We've never seen a closer championship here in Assetto Corsa. Ruiz in the BMW getting ahead of the Porsche driver. Mayhem Terror still in the pit lane. Ute in the Porsche is back out on track. You've got Ali 7 tenths down, Pasquet. Then you've got Peo, who is nearly 2 tenths up. So we will stay on board with Peo as he heads into Hawthorns in that Lexus, riding on board. Through the apex at Westfield, down in towards Dingledell, up the hill. The track is beautiful to race around. Now into Sterling's at the left-hander. He'll ease through here, back onto the throttle as the driver in front runs wide, but not Peo. He is 3 tenths up on his lap time. He's looking very strong. The Lexus driver of Peo coming through the right-hander and then down towards the checkered flag, through Clark Curve. The Lexus 3 tenths up, currently P10, goes up to P9, and the championship fight is well and truly on here in Brands Hatch. Rob's boy. Oh, it's Rob's boy, not Robbie. Sly Spears in P17 in that McLaren. C7 in the McLaren in P14. What's going on, Rob? MB in the Audi. He's always stayed true to the Audi team, to the Audi car. F1 Vic, Parzival and Mitch. Here comes Mitch. He's 2 tenths down on his lap time, coming into Sterling's at the left-hander. He'll hug the apex, back onto the throttle, using the outside, nearly loses it, squirrels through there. Watch the wire, please, Jack. Mario DG in the Ferrari. And then you've got RMP, who's currently in P12, but he's tinkering in the green as he comes through Dingle and Sheen at Curve. And he is finding that little bit of improvement for RMP. There's a driver that stopped on track. The Ferrari coming down the hill and into clearways. It is absolutely clear way for RMP, who is 2.5 tenths up through the right-hander. Brain Smoke up to P15. And RMP to the line goes P10. Parzival is still in P4. Master G is a second down. Brain Smoke. Then you've got Demetra McLeod. Dr. Dabin Lamas currently in P20 with that huge rear wing on the Aston Martin DB9. It looks absolutely spectacular. Very James Bond-esque as he comes around Clearways and Clark Curve. He is still in the red zone. Sequisol in the Aston Martin is half a second up as he loses the rears but keeps control of the car. That is what you need to do. Coming through Surtees and up towards Pilgrim's Drop. 6 tenths, 7 tenths. Sequisol is throwing on a mighty lap here in Brands Hatch with a minute to go in qualifying. Robbie Kimmy in P3, Gerwald down in P12, but he's got damage to the front of that BMW. Something must have happened as he comes through Cooper Straight. Ruifs P16, Mayhem P18, Utir in P19, Ali in P6 is slightly up. The number 96 driver has stopped on track. Pasquette is in P2. Peo, who is second in the Drivers' Championship, has pulled over and qualifying is over for Peo. Rob's boy, Sly Spears in the McLaren. His evening is done here in qualifying. C7 in P14. You've got the number 24 driver of Master G. He's 6 seconds down, but he will start one final run here in Brands Hatch. Then you've got the number 3 of Dr. Dabin Lamas, who is 7 tenths up. A mighty lap from Dr. Drabin to the checkered flag, and the Aston Martin will put it P19. Sequisol, the number 11 driver of Ali, will miss the line to go again. The number 33, and no, it's not Max Verstappen. This time it is Gerwald that stays P12. The championship is not looking likely for some of these drivers. The number 51 of F1 Vic, your race winner from last week in that red and yellow Ferrari, as he runs a little bit wide and he is draining time coming through the final couple of corners down to the checkered flag. F1 Vic will stay P5. So F1 Vic, sorry, I'm just getting the standings for the stats at the end. A huge grid tonight again. 1 second, it didn't catch the start. we are going racing. This is going to be a good one. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, MB, so am I, mate. Grid looks fantastic. The racing should be awesome. I can't wait for this one. It should be a cracker of a race. So here we go. 23 drivers line up. Mario DG is on pole position. Pasquette on his debut will take P2. You have Robbie Kimmey in P3, Parzival in P4, F1 Vic, your winner from last week, in P5, Ali in P6. There's a lot of Ferraris on track as Dimitro McClone comes in for P7, Mitch in P8, RMP in P9, Master G will take P10, then you've got Peo in P11, then Gerwold, C7MB, Brainsmoke, Ruiz, Sequis, Sol, Sly Spears, Dr. Damin Lamas, U-Tier, Mayhem, Rob's Boy, and then me.
20 seconds.
Here we go. Whoa, look at this. It looks so awesome. It looks fierce. It looks like we mean business, as Gerwold announces onto the track. Look at that from MB. That's a great camera angle. You know, Assetto Corsa is such a good game. It could be even better if they put in a little bit of work with it. So the drivers are going to get underway. That is RMP that's in the pit lane, but it is Mario DG that will get us underway for round 7 here in Brands Hatch. Formula 7 racing delivers all year round for your Formula 1, Le Mans Ultimate, and Assetto Corsa needs. This is the place to go sim racing, and we are about to do it here in Brands Hatch as we go green and racing for round 7. The Porsche did get a good start. That is Pasquette that tries to come around the outside of Mario DG, but he runs wide, and through goes Robbie Kimmey, I think it was. Mario DG stays in the lead. It's the BMW of Parzival that's up to P2 and round. And that was a little bit of carnage as Parzival in the Ferrari moves through on the Porsche. Pasquette, I think, was involved in that F1 Vic. Mario DG has moved ahead of everybody and way off into the distance. Brainsmoke runs past another driver of C7. Dimitro McClone is still in P5. Here comes Dr. Damin Lamas, who's up to P8. What an awesome start for the Aston Martin DB9, the number 3 driver coming through and getting a little bit of space ahead of him. Sequis Sol will have the attack from MB in the Audi up the inside as they head down towards Hawthorns at the right-hander. The Lexus of Peo is all over the back of him. MB is through and there's an Aston Martin getting all squirrely in front and off the track. Wow, that was close. So Ruiz in the BMW on the back of Rob's Boy. Dr. Damin Lamas just in the distance. U-Tier in P18. Ali has got a little bit of damage to the rear of that Porsche. Pasquette is now calming himself down in that Porsche 92. And he is staying in P4. Peo all the way down in P17. Remember, he's in a championship fight in this series. Rob's Boy in that beautiful clean blue McLaren is up to P9. He said he was struggling. It does not look like it here. Here comes Dr. Damin Lamas that runs a little bit wide. Rob's Boy will put on the pressure. He will be relentless with 58 minutes of racing still remaining. So that's the number 18 driver that is round, and it is MB. MB in the Audi is round. He's had a collision with Sequis Sol. Sly Spears in P12. Rob's Boy still on the back of Dr. Damin Lamas as they come down towards Hawthorns. And look at this for racing. F1 Vic is up to P2. He went from having no top 5 race to winning last week and now into the podium places here. Here comes Mitch. He's got RMP on the back of him. He's got U2 in front. The Ferrari goes up the inside. And what a move from RMP. Robbie Kimmey wants to join in on the action. And the BMW goes through as they go up the hill and then back down through Sheen Curve and Sterling's. Mitch loses 2 positions. And now Robbie Kimmey will try his luck on RMP. What racing we are watching here in Brands Hatch. Mario is in the clear. RMP has got Robbie Kimmey. That is a Porsche that is off the track. Wheel to wheel. Go Robbie Kimmey and RMP. The BMW shoots ahead. And that BMW is absolutely flying here in Brands Hatch. So Parzival, the number 17 driver in P6. You've got Master G in P5. Brain Smoke has had literal brain smoke and brain fog as he goes spinning off. And that is Peyo that's off the track again. RMP is through. Peyo is struggling here. Parzival. And that is Master G that runs a little bit wide. They'll come back down the hill. Through Sheen Curve. Sterling's is up next. That Ferrari looking very shaky as they come through the left-hander. We ride on board with Parzival, the number 17 on the 24. And he's looking for a way through. It is such beautiful racing. And that is Sequisol that is into the pit lane. Parzival into the slipstream of Master G. So Ruiz and Ali, Sly Spears, Robbie Kimmey, 3 drivers already out of this race. Here comes Peyo to the left hand side of Mitch. And this could be the opportunity for the Lexus driver to make his way through on the Ferrari. Mitch runs deep. Yeah, I hope so, Average Rail fan. I really hope so. So Peyo 1/10 behind Mitch. Oh, what's happened to Peyo? Something's happened here. Oh no. Nice one, Kyle.
I didn't touch it, mate.
Yeah, it looks like it's been a server crash. How is this even still happening on this game, honestly? I'm hoping it's just me, but I very much doubt it. Yeah, there's no servers. Brilliant. I don't even know how we're going to do this now. How do you even do it?
side. Go, go, go.
Sorry about that, guys. I was just enjoying that, just getting into it. You know, I'm actually a little bit annoyed with some of the comments, but it is what it is. I know somebody said, you know, obviously I said, what do we do now? And somebody said, aren't you an admin? Like, yeah, but I'm you know, I just like, I'm trying here. You know, I don't play ACC. I commentate on it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I pay for the server, and I commentate on the races so that I can showcase your skills on track. And then you try and out me like that in the chat because I don't know what to do next. Like, Jesus, man, I'm trying here. Anyway, MB Mario will try and qualify on pole position again. Qualifying will probably go off the original qualifying for the data and the stats, but yeah, that's annoying, guys. I'm sorry about that. It's just so frustrating, man. Ah, you're all good average, Ralph, and I appreciate the offer, mate. Thank you. Sorry, I was just grabbing a drink and just sorting a few things out. Sorry, I'm just trying to read some messages. I've got a few messages. You know, it is what it is. What can you do? You can't please everybody. You know, that's the second time, and listen, no offence to Lynn, because I think he's a good commentator, but that's the second time that he's told me that he's doing comms and then backed out at the very last minute, which is a little frustrating. But I appreciate anybody doing comms. I'd rather you not offer if you're not going to make it, because then I ended up going to my mum's and I shouldn't have done, and then I ended up having to rush back, and I should have probably asked. But yeah, so Pasquets is now on pole position. So I don't know how this will look at the end. Ali in P5 and then Mario DG, who started on pole position in P10. To be fair, I made the same mistake with F1 the other week when somebody said they were going to do it, and I ended up going out and I ended up having to try and get in the lobby when I was at my nan's on my laptop and stuff. So Gerwald in P7, Mario DG is back on pole in that Ferrari with that Max Verstappen livery on it. So just under 3 minutes to go. Mario in P1, F1 Vic in P9, Dimitro, Parzival in P3, then you got Mitch in P9. Just looking at the clips from the race that we just got then. So Peo, and now down in P7. Remember, he is fighting for a championship. I think we've got to remember that some of these drivers are really in the thick of things here. I appreciate, by the way, I appreciate your offer to do commentary, and next time I will definitely send you a message if I can't do it or I'm let down by anybody. I will definitely let you know. 2 seconds, guys, I've left something in the other room. Just 2 seconds. I'm just a bit all over the place. I'm a little bit annoyed, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie to you guys, I'm very open and honest, but I'm a little bit annoyed. I do think I need to start doing like full-time attendance, you know, like we do with LMU. I think we need to do it with ACC. Even if that means we've not got many on the grid, I think we need to start doing full-time attendance. So, a couple of the drivers still on track, 10 seconds to go. The number 16 driver of Dimitro McClone will go P5, so he does improve. Now 117 of RMP. And he will come to the line. Yeah, MB, I think you're absolutely right, mate. So we've figured out that we're going to have to... I'm not a little annoyed by that comment out. You're supposed to be an admin. Yes, I'm still learning. I am open, I am honest, I'm still learning. I don't know everything when it comes to ACC. In fact, I'm a bit of a noob, simple as that. Yes, we do need to do full-time attendance, and we also need to restart the server before every race. So they're the two musts. Yeah, MB, I agree. So, because what we seem to have is a load of drivers join like on race day and then leave afterwards. So, Dr. Dabin Lamas in P15, the number 27 of Ruiz in the BMW. So, session has ended. I just need to get the timetables. So, Mario DG on pole position again. But I do apologise, guys. I am sorry. I know it was a rookie mistake. I know it looks unprofessional, so I do apologise. So we are about to go racing for a second time. 40 minutes of racing. Yeah, don't worry, Rob's boy. I do like comms. I just didn't know I was doing it. That was the only issue. Somebody offered at 5 o'clock to do it, so I was like, oh right, brilliant, I'll go and see my mum. And then just before the race started, he said that he couldn't, so that's when I was trying to rush back from my mum's and stuff. So yes, you're right, MB. So we are going to go racing once again here in Formula 7 racing for the Brands Hatch Grand Prix. It will be Pasquette that will take the outside line of Mario DG as we go down in towards turn 1. So into the paddock hill bend. Yeah, it is what it is. He's a good commentator. He's a very good commentator. It's the second time that's happened though, right before the race. So it's just, I just might just stay in next time and just wait just to make sure. So it's my fault as well. So Pasquette and Mario DG take the grid to the line to get us underway for the second time. Hopefully no server issues. I mean, you pay so much money for servers, you'd expect them to work properly. They are like 4 times the price of LMU servers, maybe more actually. So here we go down the pit straight for the Brands Hatch Grand Prix here in Formula 7 racing. And it is green and we are racing for round 7. Mario DG squeezing the Porsche driver of Pasquette's in towards turn 1. Here comes Parzival as well. There's a driver off the track. F1 Vic in the Ferrari is moving through and making gains. The driver's at the back, there goes Gerwold, and then the McLaren up the inside of the Porsche, that's Ali, that is around the outside and losing places. Ruiz just in the background, Dimitri McClone, Mitch in the Ferrari is through on UT, RMP in that maroon Ferrari is behind, and Peo in the Lexus having issues once again. Now, Rob's boy in the McLaren trying to go up the inside of the Aston Martin of Sequisol, MB in that Audi. Into P9 and on the back of Dr. Dabbing Lamas in the Aston Martin DB9. So Ruiz, the man from Portugal, Gerwold in the BMW challenging for the championship. There's a huge smash. There goes the maroon Ferrari of RMP and Mitch is round. Another collision. Oh, and RMP trying to avoid Ruiz. My goodness me, what is going on? Do you think we need a safety car? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I think we need a safety car in ACC. This is chaos. I thought ACC driving was a lot better than other sim racing. So RMP, Ruiffs and Rob's boy, the Ferrari, McLaren and BMW. The Ferrari squeezing the McLaren to the outside. Wheel to wheel racing here in Brands Hatch. And still nothing to separate them. Peo has joined in on the action. He will try and find a way through. Rob's boy goes up the inside, but cannot squeeze himself ahead. And Peo has a front row seat to this action. Oh, average rail fan, it's horrible. Peo around the outside, so back on board with the leaders. It is Gerwald in P7 with MB on his tail, and he has Dr. Drabbing Lamas, who is chasing him down. Here comes the Aston Martin on the Audi of MB. MB leaves the space up the inside. He hugs the apex. Down in towards Sterling's. He stays behind, gets the better exit as we head down the straight towards Clearways at the right-hander. He brakes earlier to switch it back up the inside. Dr. Drabbing with great race IQ here. He knows exactly what he wants. He knows how he's going to get it. And it's great to watch. Rob's boy has been overtaken by Peo, the McLaren, behind the Lexus. Now the Audi of MB running slightly wide with Dr. Drabbins piling on the pressure. Gerwald just ahead. The Aston Martin taking the wider line so we can get the better exit. Out of Druids and down the Cooper straight we go. That is Sequisol and Ruiffs into the pit lane. Gerwald is still out. Robbie Kimmey in the BMW on the back of F1 Vic, your race winner from last week. Well, 2 weeks ago. Pasquet is still in the podium places. Ali is in the pits. Mario DG still leading, the number 69 driver. And that is F1 Vic. Parzival. Oh, Parzival's round! From P2 on the grid, Parzival is around. And now here comes Gerwald in the BMW. You can see him looking very fierce in that white and green behind. RMP in P10, Peo in P11, Dr. Drabbing Lamas catching up to MB and Gerwald, who now catch up to Parzival after that spin. Yellow flags are waving once again. But the grid is considerably smaller than it was 30 minutes ago. So we are going racing here in Brands Hatch, and that is Gerwald that takes a very short line. Dr. Drabbing Lamas had to slam onto that brake pedal. And I tell you what, this Aston Martin is looking very racy as Dr. Drabbing coming into the left-hander down the inside, and he's going to go for that double overtake on Gerwald as well, but he rides the apex, loses the position, and MB is back in front. They are now heading down Pilgrim's Drop in towards Hawthorne Hill, into the right-hander. We now proceed towards Westfield. Through Westfield and then into Dingle Dell. Here comes Dr. Drabbing. Down the hill and back up. Short shifts into Sheen Curve. Over the chicane. Down in towards Sterling's. A great freeway battle we are watching here in Brands Hatch. Look at this. Through Clearways at the right-hander. And then you'll go around Clark Curve and down the pit straight. Oh, and that is a driver that's run wide. That is Gerwald off the track, and Dr. Drabbing is through. So is MB. Up to P7 and P8. Robbie Kimmey, F1 Vic and Pasquets challenging for the top three. I tell you, Dr. Drabbing has been relentless with this pressure. He really has. And that is Robbie Kimmich. And that's the Ferrari right over the grass. F1 Vic in P3. He won the race last week. And he's on for a podium this week, but Robbie Kimmich wants to put a stop to this reign of success that this Ferrari is finding. And look at Dimitro McClone behind. The number 16 driver trying to find a way through as we go through Clark Curve and down the pit straight once more. Here comes MB and Dr. Drabin. Aston Martin versus Audi, UK versus Germany, and Dr. Drabin not got enough in the tank to make the move on this occasion. Now Rob's boy on the back of Mitch. RMP as Ruiz goes off the track ahead. Parzival down in P6. Dimitro McClone. F1 Vic still holding position with 32 minutes to go. The Porsche driver of Pasquette in P2. And that is Ruiz being overtaken. MB and Dr. Drabin into Hornthorns. And the Aston Martin driver got the better exit. This might be the opportunity to get the overtake into Sterling's. He is being very patient here, Dr. Drabins. And now it's a sprint race down towards Clearways and Clark Curve. You can see Dr. Drabin wanting to go left and right, trying to make MB make a mistake and open up that door for an attempt at an overtake. Here comes RMP and Peo for P10 and P11. The Lexus driver taking the shorter line, and then back up the hill we go. The Lexus switching back to the outside so he can get the better exit out of Druids and down towards Cooper's Straight. RMP currently in P10, but Peo piling on the pressure. That is Parzival. There's a bit of dust ahead, and now here comes Dimitri McClone on Robbie Kimmich. The BMW driver just running wide, and the Ferrari giving him something to think about. F1 Vic on the back of Pasquette. Porsche versus Ferrari. MB is still ahead of Dr. Drabin. Look at this. For a two-way fight. Oh, and that's MB. Dr. Drabin's in front and into the pit lane. They both pit at the same time. The Aston Martin driver did get ahead of the Audi. Gerwald still in P7. Robbie Kimmich is holding position to Dimitro. Pasquette still in P2, 5 seconds behind the leader of Mario DG. So Gerwald in P7, Ruiz, then you've got Say, Qui, Sol. Remember, points go down to P15. And that is MB that's come out behind in front of the Aston Martin after going into the pit lane behind him. That is very interesting. And look at this. For a four-way fight. Parzival you can see in the distance. And just in front you can see F1 Vic and Pasquez. Two very good drivers, strong drivers. And that is Dr. Drabin, RMP and Peo, Lexus versus Ferrari. I don't know which way this race is going to go for the podium places. The winner, the leader, is looking very strong at the moment. And look at this, Robbie Kimmich coming in towards Clark Curve. The Lexus just ahead of the McLaren, of the Ferrari. The number 41 driver in that M4. Defending really well, showing his race IQ. Then you've got Pasquez with F1 Vic on his tail. So Porsches are green, Ferraris are red. You finish the rest. You need to come up with something now for that. Porsches are green, Ferraris are red. We can either race or crash off instead, eh? So that is Rob's boy, Robbie Kimmich in P4. I get confused with Rob's boy and Robbie Kimmich. Pasquez still in P2 by 0.3 of a second to F1 Vic. Robbie Kimmich is not too far off in the distance as well. 1.2 is the gap. So some good racing. I want to try and see if anything's happened between RMP and Peo. It hasn't. What about Dr. Drabin? And I don't know where MB is. It doesn't look like MB is anywhere near him. So something has definitely happened there to MB. Oh, something must have happened to Dr. Drabin. He's way behind now. And Robbie Kimmich with Dimitro McClone on his tail. 2/10 is the gap. You can see Parzival in the distance, who's starting to close up. 25 minutes to do so. And then you've got Pasquez in the Porsche. And look at this, from the Ferrari of F1 Vic into the slipstream of the Porsche driver. As we head through Hawthorns and Clark Curve, he is getting closer and closer. Now the Ferrari driver. Is this the opportunity that he has been waiting for? Robbie Kimmich with Dimitro McClone behind him. These four drivers separated by less than half a second between the pair. It is really intriguing to watch. So Dimitri McClone. That is a very nice looking BMW, by the way, that Robbie Kimmich is driving. It's like a fluorescent, I think that's the word for it, like a fluorescent blue and purple. It is very nice. So Pasquets, this is where F1 Vic seems to catch up to the Porsche driver on every lap. But not this time, and look at that, drifting through the Porsches run wide. Here comes the Ferrari of F1 Vic. Is this the opportunity that he's been waiting for? The gap is 0.3 as we head down in towards Hawthorns. He looks for a move up the inside, thinks better of it. And then you've got Robbie Kimi and Dimitro. Parzival has caught up by half a second on that last lap. And that is one of the drivers into the pit lane, and that is Pasquets. Maybe starting to struggle on them tyres. There's a driver moving out the way ahead. Robbie Kimi still in front of Dimitro. These drivers looking very strong. Blue flags are waving, he's flashing as if to say, watch yourself young buck, I'm coming through. And the Aston Martin driver does move out the way. Well played, well played. So this is where F1 Vic seems to catch up to Pasquets on every lap. Is he going to do the same on this lap? And look at this, Dimitro, he's practically pushing Robbie Kimi through the chicane now. The Ferrari all over the tail of the BMW, but he just cannot get close enough to make that move. This track is one of them tracks where you just don't have the space to go for it, and Dimitro is into the pit lane, and that leaves Robbie Kimi into some free air without any battling. So he's going for the undercut to try and get past him. It is not a bad tactic at all from Dimitro. I wonder if Pasquets or F1 Vic might do the same thing. And you can see him just slightly touching the grass there. Does Pasquets. Wow. Oh, he's off the track. He didn't hold on. They've crashed. P2 and P3 with a huge, huge crash. Here comes Robbie. And Robbie Kimi is up to P3 and into the podium places. Wow. And the Porsche driver really cannot hold on. Pasquets is into the wall. What a view that was. Pasquets, who's having a great race. Mario DG, your race leader, is into the pit lane. F1 Vic has been overtaken by Robbie Kimi. Can he respond to the BMW driver, who is now your provisional race leader? What an incredible turn of events. Wow, that was crazy. We were expecting some drama and it came. Remember, Dimitri McClone is on for an undercut. Well, let's try and jump on board with some of these drivers. And F1 Vic following Robbie Kimi into the pit lane. That means Pasquets Will he pit as well? He does. So Gerwold might go into the lead. Mitch and Mario DG. Mario DG is fighting with a back marker. This is not what the Spaniard would want. Not at this point in the race anyway. So Dr. Drabin with a little bit of wear and tear on the back of that Aston Martin now. Rob's boy in the McLaren, MB in the Audi on the back of Peo in P9. Ruiff's in the BMW. Gerwold is up to P2. Robbie Kimmy in P5. Pasquetz is in the pit lane. Ali, Mario, DG, your race leader when all is said and done. And so we are on board with Mario DG in the Ferrari, who runs a little bit wide. F1 Vic in the Ferrari. Dimitro McClone. He got the undercut, I think, on Rob's boy, but that might have been something to do with the collision. And now Dimitro will chase down F1 Vic. I got to admit, I have enjoyed the race so far. I do apologise about the server crash. We ended up losing quite a few drivers due to the server crash, which is a real shame, but we have made up for it. Some of the racing isn't great. I don't enjoy watching crashes, although it makes for good content. I would rather clip people going wheel to wheel and having a great battle than clipping crashes, but you know, things happen. I always say having a race on track is like having a game of tennis, and every time you go wheel to wheel with a driver, it's you just batting the ball back, and then they bat the ball and you bat the ball, and then at the end somebody ends up getting the point. But it's a good exchange, it's a good rally, so you go back and forth, you're whacking the ball back to each other. It's Wimbledon and it's a great set, and then bang, you hit it, you get it, 15, you know, love. And that's your overtake. You don't want to keep going bang and just going for aces and smashing into everybody, you know. I'd rather watch a good rally, and that's exactly the same with cars. There's a driver around and he's just sat there waiting for the drivers to go through, and I get more enjoyment with having a rally rather than just going ace every time, you know. Even if that means I lose that match point, I've still had a good rally, and that's what sometimes racing is about. So Parzival is your leader at the moment until he goes into the pit stop. Pasquet's just behind him in P7. So just under 14 minutes remain in this race. So Dr. Drabin Lamas, I feel like something happened in his race. Rob's boy on Say Qui Sol. And Rob's boy just slightly off the track. He said he was struggling with the rears. And I tell you who is, Say Qui Sol in front. Rob's boy looking for an overtake, and that's exactly what he's going to get to the left-hand side. He's got the speed to move ahead as we go down in towards Hawthorns. He is ahead. Rob's boy is up to P14. Yes, he is. I thought he was going to run wide there, but he held on to it really well. MB in the Audi in P11. Gerwald in P8, Ruifs in P13 in that M4. Robbie Kimmy still in the podium places. Oh, and a little shaky from Ruifs. Ali just having to back out there. So F1 Vic is still dealing with Dimitro behind. Oh, I've got to be up for work at 4 AM tomorrow because I've got to open up the building. So better get my head down after this race. Oh, and look at this up the inside. Dimitro, he's been relentless with the pressure, but he's not able to punish Robbie Kimmy at the moment. F1 Vic. You can see the way Dimitro is just following that Ferrari through. A little bit tense now. Oh, drifting through there is Dimitro. Parzival in P2. It's not translucent, however, it's pearlescent. That's the word I was looking for. It's a pearlescent livery. Parzival is wearing a pearlescent livery as well, I think. No, I think it is more Rob. Look at this pearlescent livery that Robbie Kimmy is wearing. It's such a nice look at that. That is pearlescent. It's like a blue and a purple. It's really nice. So Pasquet's in P7, Peo in P6. Remember, Peo is fighting for a championship, just bear that in mind. I will have a look at where we stand in a second. So Saint Monaco, who is not racing tonight, is your championship leader. Peo runs wide, Pasquet's is through. Mario DG is back into the lead. Just bear in mind, if Mario DG wins this race, he is well and truly in this championship fight. They will have Zolder and Misano left to race. And Mario DG, this is massive for him. So F1 Vic still in P4. And look at this for a three-way battle. F1 Vic, Dimitro and Ruiz. He might be a lap behind, but that is not going to stop him racing. He runs a little bit wide with 8 minutes to go. And that is a change of hands in front. And that is Dr. Drabin Lamas and Mario DG. They were fighting for position 20 minutes ago. And now they're fighting over blue flags. How the race can change. I think Dr. Drabin is probably wondering how MB is in the position he's in. I think he's yet to pit. You can tell Dr. Drabin is a good driver, you know, just the way he races. And I think this is not the best of Dr. Drabin that we've seen today. So, Gerwald with RMP on the back of him. Then Robbie, Kimi, Pasqua with Peo in the distance. Ali, Mario DG leading by 5 seconds. F1 Vic and Dimitro are still giving us some racing to watch as we head down in towards Hawthorns. And then Clark Curve. Look how close Dimitro is to the back of F1 Vic as we come through Clark Curve and down the pitch straight. Ferrari versus Ferrari. A tenth separates these two drivers. Slipping and sliding. So 6 minutes to go. Remember, this is for P4. Massive points on the board. F1 Vic, who sits in P7 in the championship. So riding on board with Dimitro McClone. I'm just going to do a quick sound check, guys. Yeah, that's fine. So F1 Vic doing really well, holding on to this position with 4.5 minutes to go. Under the sunshine, which we don't usually say that, but under the sunshine of the Great British weather system. So RMP with Mitch on his tail and Gerwald just ahead. We might even have a freeway fight to end the night with. And look at that, kicking up a few sparks from the underneath of that maroon Ferrari in front. Gerwald in that BMW M4 just running slightly wide. RMP is getting closer as the sun begins to set around this iconic circuit. So 3 minutes remaining. MB in P11. You've got Gerwald in P8. Robbie Kimmich is in the podiums in P3. Pasquet's in P6. Ali will go up the inside of the Porsche driver. Sorry, Ali in the Porsche being overtaken by Rob's boy. Mario DG is leading by 2 seconds to Sekou Sol, the back marker. F1 Vic still has Dimitro McClone behind him, but the racing IQ shown by F1 Vic tonight to stay in P4, his defensive racing is admirable. And then Parzival in P2. Here comes RMP and Mitch on the back of Gerwald. So remember, Saint Monaco is your championship leader. He is not racing here tonight. These are massive points for Mario DG. Gerwald in P8, then RMP in P9, Mitch in P10. That army coloured Ferrari is getting closer. RMP is off the track. Here comes Mitch. Around the outside, they've collided. RMP swipes out Mitch and around he goes. The move was done, but it's ending in tears for Mitch. Rob's boy, then MB in the Audi is off the track and through goes Dr. Drabin Lamas. He finally gets the move done, does Dr. Drabin. Robbie Kimmich is on for a podium. Pasquet, Ali, Mario DG will head on to the final lap of this race. F1 Vic still staying in P4, but look at Dimitro now. It is going to be last chance saloon for the blue Ferrari, and the number 16 driver on the back of the number 51. F1 Vic holding position. He's done it for so many laps. Can he do it for one more? That is a driver off just ahead. Hopefully he doesn't get in the way. He doesn't. There we go. Well done, mate. Oh, and he's hit the back of Dimitro. So Mario DG, what a drive. It really has been exceptional. It's been flawless. And everybody else is going to come through. Dr. Drabin Lamas is not going to be caught by MB. And there we go. It is Mario DG that comes through to win the Grand Prix here in Brands Hatch. What a drive. Flawless from start to finish for Mario DG. F1 Vic will hold on to P4. What a drive. Let's have a look. So Parzival will take P2. Robbie Kimmich will take a podium in P3. You just take a picture of that. What a drive. That was brilliant. Mario DG with the victory. Parzival to take P2. Robbie Kimmy in P3. F1 Vic holds on to P4. Dimitro McClone will take P5. Pasquet's in P6. Peo in P7. Gerwald in P8. RMP in P9. Mitch in P10. MB in P11, Dr. Drabin in P12, Rob's Boy in P13, Sequisol in P14, Ali in P15, Ruiz in P16, and Utafix in P17. What a drive. There we have it. I am still very sorry for the issues that we had with the server. I do apologise. I will try and avoid any issues for next time. We'll do a restart before the race gets going on the next race. And see if that helps with the server. I do appreciate all your support, I really do. I will say it as it is, I am not the best at Assetto Corsa, especially at running it. It's very new for us. It's only our second ever series. It will get better, and I appreciate you trusting in us. We will try and improve Assetto Corsa the more we mess around with it. But I do appreciate everything. I really do. So thank you all so much. Thank you for your support. And make sure to tune in on Sunday for our Formula 1 races. We are racing in Zandvoort for tier 1, 2, 3 and 4. Thank you so much, guys. Take care. Have a great weekend. And I will see you back here in 2 weeks. Take care, everybody.